Yo guys, what's up? I wanted to make a super quick video about some topics that dropped today on Twitter. First thing that was blown up my timeline was that the Captain America hashtag today, where there's a lot of reaction coming from comic and MCU fans about the reveal in the first issue of the new Captain America Steve Rogers book that basically Captain America has been a Hydra agent his whole life and was simply fooling everyone over 75 years that he was a hero. Now, this new storyline is very dumb for a number of reasons. Considering the reaction, Marvel did what they set out to do to get attention, right? This whole thing was to get people interested in the book and get attention and be edgy, right? They did this with Thor and they're doing it with Captain America. They thought, okay, giving Sam Wilson the mantle and the shield would do it, like Black Captain America. How do we push it even further? Well, I think they made a mistake this time, and they've made this mistake before and they didn't learn from it, or they did and thought, well, we can make it work this time because he's so popular in the movies now and he's really our most popular character, so let's just run with it. You know, this lesson didn't go well for them in the 90s when they did this with Spider-Man and the Clone Saga, and when they said that Peter Parker was a clone, and all the books you've been reading from the 60s on since the Jackal incident, he was a clone and the real Peter Parker was Ben Reilly living an alternate life, and people were pissed. I remember Spider-Man readership dropped, people threw the Spider-Man comics away. Did not go well for Marvel, and they had to write themselves out of that hole. So the gambling with that again, but with Captain America, I can understand why they're doing it. You know, since Civil War is so hot right now in the movies, and they think, oh, we could get readership in the book if we do something edgy, but I can't excuse the bullshit coming from Marvel trying to explain why this story makes sense. So Tom Brevoort, who's the senior VP of publishing at Marvel, he was a longtime editor, he claims that if you look at the last 75 years of Captain America stories, then this storyline makes sense. And that's a complete load of crap. There's no way that that makes any sort of sense. So he's expecting everyone to believe that a secretly evil Hydra agent could do things like pick up Thor's hammer. I mean, really, Captain America was faking it so well that he could pick up and wield Thor's hammer, right? I'm not buying that. You know, and also, like, why would he fight Red Skull constantly? Why would he foil Hydra plots constantly if he was a Hydra agent? Why would he stand up for superhero registration and risk his own life for that if he was Hydra agent? It makes no sense. It's a complete insanity. I mean, this isn't the first dumb thing that's happened to Cap. I think it's just ridiculous to touch on like everything you know is wrong, and that always goes bad. Captain America has had really dumb story-altering events happen before, like the Cap Wolf storyline. That was dumb. That's insane to think about. And then there's an old story where he actually did get brainwashed to think he was a Nazi, and he put a swastika on his shield, and I think Daredevil snapped him out of that. And you know, there's Heroes Reborn, Captain America, the redesign courtesy of Rob Liefeld. Everybody knows what a mess that art was. But as I said before, this is just an attempt by Marvel to get attention, and hopefully they get people reading the books, which then they'll gonna walk this back and say like, oh, Cap was just a rogue LMD that thought he was Hydra agent, or it's a clone of Red Skull that, you know, looks like Steve Rogers because they've done that before, where Red Skull put himself in a clone body of Steve Rogers. Another stupid thing that's happened to Captain America. It's just some nonsense to walk this back, and they'll undo it like all the other crap storylines that people hated, and they'll reset him to the standard because, you know, they got to keep it in line for the movies. So that's my 2 cents on this Cap nonsense. Take care.